We have a 72-year-old woman who's been sent to us with a polyp, but we don't have any pictures.
And so I put on the NBI and go a bit closer, and there is indeed something something going on here.
So describe what you're seeing there.
So I didn't see a polyp. I saw something, a fold that was misformed, and then that I think made me look a bit closer. Also because we knew this was the location we had to look.
I mean, Lynn is saying it's difficult. I agree with that. It's difficult because there is a clear bite out of the fold. I'm drawing the mouse guys in the room, but you know where it is. So there's blink positivity, but probably for all the wrong reasons. And so one of the things we know about our blink structure is that it's very biased by previous attempts. So if you know there's a previous attempt, applying blink is difficult. I mean, what is becoming clear to me, Lobke, maybe give your opinion, is what is becoming clear to me is that this approach, which often works, is not dealing with the level of fibrosis that there seems to be here. Like often when you're doing this, you then end up with a very flat area in the middle where you can put a snare around. But I'm not seeing that happening here. And maybe that's because we haven't freed all margins. So let's see what happens. But I have my doubts.
Yeah, I agree totally.
So we've heard a lot of this might not work. So what will work? What here can Lynn do differently, or can we do differently, apart from what she's meticulously doing, which is going around the margin with a snare?
I think one of the things is, and which I don't know if this is an option per se, but
push it out. Yeah, just push it out. Push this down. More.
And if you go back to the room, what he'll have done is he'll have freed the tissue, and we do a piecemeal resection. So you free the submucosa to engage the snare, and because you've cut through into the submucosa, you've got what I call a shelf or a groove, and it allows your snare to grab, and then you can start peeling it away. You know, historically, what we've done with some of those lesions is align the snare against the longitudinal axis of the bowel, which is the muscle, the way the muscle layer runs, and then try and take it on block, but inevitably that would lead to a perforation. So I wouldn't do that in this case. I would take it piecemeal, hybrid piecemeal, and then you're left with a scar on the top. And you can either deal with the scar with cast, or if you're brave, you can take it off with a knife. But you know, if you're not used to using a knife in a difficult situation, you probably took this as far as you could take it, Lynn, and you probably recognize that, and there's nothing wrong with that. You know, as David says, you learn from doing things that are possibly above your pay grade, and it just brings into focus everything has to be perfect. You know, your tip control, everything, your understanding, your manipulation of the scope, it all just ratchets up a level as the complexity of the polyp increases. Lynn, sorry, Lob, what would you say? Have you got anything to add to that? You've done plenty of these, I would have thought.
Well, first of all, obviously it's always easier maybe from when you're doing it. I mean, it's easy to comment for us on something we're not holding the scope. We were a little bit, so everybody knew from the start this lesion is hardcore, maximum hardcore. Lynn is a fellow. We felt this wasn't really a training lesion, and we felt here in the seminar room that the lesion maybe should have been attacked from the start by the trainer. We think for training purposes, this wasn't really great.